Hey everybody. So yeah, this is the second time I'm doing a vlog, and slightly different camera angle this time. But this time in a different location than where I was previously. This time I'm driving home from Delaware. I was doing some job training up there, and that went really well. I'll probably end up talking about that for a little bit in this video. If you saw my review for Glass that I put out last night, I've been doing a lot more live videos because it's easier for me just to make a live video and then it's instantly uploaded. That makes it a lot easier for me rather than having to do all the editing. So I'll probably be doing a lot more live videos for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so I saw Glass last night. I liked it. It was good. Obviously go see my review. There are spoilers in the review, but the second half of the review is spoilers. So be forewarned for that. It's like a 10-minute review, but I think it's pretty split. It's pretty half and half. Spoilers and non. So overall, I really enjoyed the film. Thought it was real good. The ending is the ending, but definitely go see it. I would recommend it to people, and if you're interested in that in those films of M. Night Shyamalan, definitely check it out. I liked it a lot. There was another movie I actually saw last night as well, a movie that came out last year, and that was SpiderMan Into the SpiderVerse. I finally got around to seeing it. It's funny, it took me 2 Aquaman trips to go see it. I did see Aquaman twice, and I loved it. I love that film. That's great. But no, I really did enjoy Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So this is a slightly unofficial review for that movie. I won't really get into spoilers.
Keep left at the fork to stay on I-95 South.
Anyway, that's gonna happen a couple times when certain little things pop up. I got my GPS up too. Anyway,
keep left at the fork to stay on I-95 South.
Yeah. The great thing about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is how it's like Lego Batman, but for Spider-Man.
Continue on I-95
At least I
South
felt that way.
44 miles.
I got a toll coming up here, so I'm not paying attention for a second. Be forewarned. Anyway. There's like nobody on the road today. Which is nice. It's really nice. But, it's a $4 toll. But I really like Spider-Man. There we go. Okay.
Head southwest on I-95 South. Continue on I-95 South for 43 miles.
$4. Yep. Have a nice day. Nice. Anyway, $4 toll. That's what it is most places. Anyway, last time I got to do that. So, anyway, Spider-Man was really, really good. Yeah, dude, go ahead. Yeah. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. As a Miles Morales story, it's really, really good. As a Spider-Man story, it's really good. And there's layers to it. There's some real good layers to it. It really is like I mentioned Lego Batman, but this takes itself a little more seriously than that. Not saying there aren't funny moments. There are, and they're great. There's some really good humor in this movie. And it might be one of the better superhero movies of the last year. And frankly, to me, it deserves the nomination that it got. And we'll talk about the Oscars in a second, too. the nomination that it got for what was it? Best Animated Film. I think it's better than Incredibles 2. That's me. This is me. I think it's better than Incredibles 2. And not that I didn't like Incredibles 2, I really did. I watched Incredibles 2 again, and there's something about...
Welcome to Maryland.
There's something about that movie that I'm kind of just like, okay. Like, it's good. I like it. But it was almost like a little bit too late for me. And not that I didn't enjoy it. I did. I saw the movie in theaters. It was good. It was a good movie. It is a good movie. It's not a movie I'd own, though. I'd own SpiderMan. Because the art style of this movie is incredible. There's a number of incredible... everybody does great work voice acting. And I know they're not, like, super duper in the movie. But I did love hearing Spider-Ham as John Mulaney and Nicolas Cage. I loved hearing those guys as Peter Parker and Spider-Man Noir. I did. I really liked the movie, and having known a lot about Spider-Man and other comic book lore and things, Kingpin, especially from the Daredevil series, all that stuff is hammered home really well, and it works. It works as a basic, not a basic story. It works just as a really good story. And the animation, I'm going to tell everybody to go see it, because and it's funny. I told my grandparents, I told my grandfather last time I saw him, because we went to go see Aquaman together. And I saw him, I'm like, that Spider-Man movie looks really, really good. And I'm hearing great things. He's like, I don't know about it. And I'm like, Grandpa, I will show you. And I will. I will show him eventually. But showed him Aquaman and he loved it. So, you know, there's that. Aquaman's just so awesome. Such a good, fun movie. And that's what I like about these movies. They are fun, and I had fun watching Spider-Man last night. It was a very late showing, so I mean I remember a lot of the movie. Like it wasn't like I was just dozing off. No, I was there. I was awake the whole time. But like I got out and it was like midnight, and I'm like, it's late. But I saw Glass earlier, and I really liked Glass. It's just that ending to it is a little bittersweet. So it's what it is. That's all I'll say. It is what it is. If you go watch my review if you're interested. The Oscars is another thing we talk about. Black Panther, surprisingly, I'm not even too surprised, but at the same time I was surprised when I saw the news. Black Panther gets nominated for Best Picture. It will not win. It will not win. If it does, then I really think the Oscars is kind of selling out. I'm not saying Black Panther is a bad movie. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of the year. It's a really good film. My issue, though, it's weird. Like, not to say that Black Panther isn't the best comic book movie of the year, because you could make that argument. You could make the argument that Infinity War or Aquaman, maybe even Deadpool 2 or Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse are the best comic book movie of the year. You could probably even make a case that Ant-Man or Venom, too, depending on how much you liked it. It was a weird year for comic book movies, and frankly, I'm glad that the first comic book movie to be nominated for Best Picture is Black Panther. But I'm also kind of disheartened by that, because I think Logan and The Dark Knight are better films. That being said, you can't underplay the significance of Black Panther, nor can you take away just how good that film is and how much that film means in the grand scheme of, our global world. So it's a very important and poignant film in the way it's executed. And I think that Ryan Coogler's direction in that film is fantastic, and everybody in that movie is great. I just don't know if that is the movie. I don't know if that's I'm a little conflicted about it, But at the same time, also, it got nominated for a lot of other Oscars, and I'm like, VFX? Not saying the VFX in that movie are bad, but, like, Aquaman didn't get nominated for VFX? And, like, really? Really? Anyway, Christopher Robin got nominated for VFX. Aquaman didn't? Now, Christopher Robin, mind you, has some brilliant visual effects with stuffed animals, so give it that. It does. It really does. I'll see. Like, there needs to be like an Oscar category for like stunt work and like practical effects in films. Mission Impossible would always win that. Yeah, Mission Impossible would always win, and I would love it because Mission Impossible is great. I think Fallout, personally, to me, is one of my favorite movies of the year. But also, I think, what movie's better, A Quiet Place or Black Panther? To me, it's A Quiet Place. That's one of my favorite. That's my top. That it's weird. It's like that and Mission Impossible switch like on a daily basis on what my favorite movie of the year is. And it's not to say that I like one more than the other. I can't discern the two because I like them both so much. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Oscars. Also, Aquaman didn't get nominated for score. I thought that was a little odd. Black Panther did. That's it. And again, it's a good score. The Wakanda theme is great. I mean, yeah. I like Black Panther's score. I do, and I do like it's original. I like the score in Aquaman. I've been listening to that actually. The score in Aquaman is actually really good. Uber Gregson Williams does that. He also did Wonder Woman and a number of other films you've probably seen. And he does, to me, he does a fantastic job. That is Aquaman, and there's some great cues. The Kingdom of Atlantis is one of my favorite tracks in the whole thing. Swimming Lessons is one of my other favorites in there. That's the one where Arthur's learning how to become an Atlantean. That has one of my favorite like triumphant moments in the entire film and in the entire score as a whole too. Just when he's swimming with the dolphins, and it I remember sitting in the theater, and I may have said this in my review on the last vlog I did, but I remember sitting there watching this movie with my grandparents. We got to the part where he's doing the swimming lesson thing. That music builds, he's jumping with the dolphins, and it just builds and builds and builds to this such a satisfying tone that I'm like, you know what? I think that's what people really connected with this film. That's why it made $1 billion. And Aquaman made $1 billion, and a Superman and Batman movie didn't. That's amazing. Or even a Wonder Woman movie didn't. But Black Panther and Aquaman make $1 billion. That's incredible. So I think it's quite incredible what Aquaman was able to achieve. And I think what Aquaman did, and again, I go back to that scene, is like, everybody can relate to that. That's joy. I'm watching on screen, I'm watching a person emote joy. I don't, maybe that entire scene is CGI. I don't care. I am experiencing joy watching this person discover who they are. And I find that very enjoyable as a viewer. SpiderVerse kind of has the same kinds of things. It has moments of joy and moments of just pure, like, it has moments of anxiety and moments of hilarity, but there are moments of joy. When you meet certain people, there's moments, there's just certain elements to that film, like the end of SpiderVerse. There's such joy at the end of that movie, seeing Miles become Spider-Man. So again, those are two of my favorite movies in the last little bit here. Frankly, SpiderVerse is one of my favorite animated films of the last couple of years, probably. And I say that partially because, one, again, it is a comic book film, but at the same time, one, it's Spider-Man, and they do have I love the fact that in the film you see the PS4 Spider-Man costume in there. There's a shot where you see almost like Tony Stark had all of his suits lined up. Spider-Man has the same kind of thing, and I really liked that. I loved Jake Johnson as Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and I liked all the other Spider people that are in the film. That is as far as I will go into that. But I mean, I really did enjoy the film. There's some just great moments of comic bookness and who Peter Parker is, and you get to see a different Peter Parker, an older Peter Parker in this, and I like that. And in some ways, it is reminiscent of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire one, you know. And I like that because that kind of shows us, hey, this is that version that you kind of remember, but he's older, you know, and you know, stuff hasn't really gone his way in some ways, and I found that the emotional beats in it are brilliant. I mean, it's just a brilliant movie. I'm not gonna give it a grade or anything. Grading is, I don't know. Grading makes it you then take a piece of art and say, okay, give that on a scale of 1 to 10. What should we, you know, give this? I know a lot of people are kind of going away from grading. I'm going from the, hey, I recommend this or I don't, and I recommend that movie so much. Highly recommend Into the SpiderVerse. Very, very good film. Yeah, highly recommend it. I'm trying to think of other things. So, part of the reason I was away, and part of the reason I was in Delaware, I don't know if you can see, but I work at a wine store. I don't know, you probably can't read it. I work at a wine store, and I started working there a little before Thanksgiving, and they told me that, you know, we're gonna have you up the front end doing some, you know, working at the register to start out, and then, you know, we'll probably after the holidays move you to another, you know, area of the store. I'm like, all right. So that worked out, and we get there, you know, we get to that point, and a few weeks ago, they said they want me to start doing stocking and receiving of the product. So I'm now the receiver, you know, for our store, or I'm training for that at least. One of the receivers. The receiver's job basically is somebody who, when the shipments, you know, come in of, you know, in our case, it's wine, spirits, beer, you know, any kind of liquor. My job is to log it into the computer. So the orders come through on the computer. We gotta make sure that when the orders come in, they're properly fulfilled. They're what they sent us is what we ordered. Send back whatever we didn't order. You know, note any discrepancies, whatever. You know, bill payments and all kinds of things. It is a fair amount of paperwork, but I gotta say, like, it's not as much as I thought it was, but at the same time, it's about what I thought it was, and I'm actually glad that I'm doing it. I'm glad that my managers and my boss, and they all, you know, thought of me for it. You know, I'm glad that they thought I would be, you know, capable to do it. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I was. I was in Delaware. I was training for that for a couple days. Delaware is great because there's no sales tax. So I did actually get to go see those two movies for like $5. Also, it was like a discount day, which is nice.
Head west.
Yeah. So
in 800 feet, sharp left onto the ramp to I-95 South.
Sharp left.
Sharp left onto the ramp to I-95 South.
But yeah. So
In a
overall,
quarter mile, merge onto I-95 South.
overall, you know, I don't have a whole lot else to probably say right now. I might, I'm stopping for a minute to get some food, so I might sign off and then come back. So it'll be part 1 and 2 of this video. So yeah, overall, yeah, movies, like the movies a lot. You know, had a lot of fun doing this job this week. I got some funny stories. I might probably tell you those on the next part. We'll call this part 1, and then part 2 will conclude. So yeah, so this concludes part 1 of the second vlog that I'm doing here. So yeah, I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye.